Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartner, and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today, we have the great pleasure of meeting with David Hoffeld. He's the author of a new book, Sell More with Science. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Gerhard. Excited to be with you today.
Congratulations on making your first book a bestseller, and the new one is coming out March 22nd. Tell us about it.
In this book, I turn my attention to us as sellers. And what does science say that each of us can do to improve our sales performance and set ourselves up for even more success?
Tell us a little bit about how your research revealed new ideas on how to prepare yourself with the right mindset before a call.
There are hundreds and hundreds of scientific studies that have delved into this that show that certain mindsets predict sales success. And we cover a number of them in the book. One of them that I thought was really interesting is what I call an achievement mindset. But an achievement mindset is simply the belief that for you to accomplish something, you first must believe that you can accomplish it. Now, that sounds very, very simple, but what the research shows is that our achievement mindset is almost like a mental thermostat. In other words, wherever it is set, we rarely get beyond that. But science shows that there are some really powerful things that you and I can do to grow our achievement mindset. And when we do, it instantly sets us up for more success. And so the way to strengthen your achievement mindset is to challenge yourself, to put yourself in situations. That can be as simple as, if I want to improve in the way I deal with an objection, maybe I say, you know what, this Saturday, I'm going to spend 3 hours really crafting a good response to this objection and then practicing it over and over and over again until I can execute that. The second thing the research shows is we really need to be on guard against negativity. That negativity, as we all know, can be cancer when it comes to sales. And so one of the ways that the research shows you can really do this is when you get negative feedback or when you have a bad sales call, embrace a methodology I call reflect and flush. Reflect and flush is just like it sounds. I reflect on what just happened and say, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I get better? And once I identify that lesson, okay, how can I implement that? So at least I'm constantly improving. I'm focusing on growth. But then once I squeeze all the value I can out of this situation, I do the second part of the strategy, which is flush it. I refuse to think about it anymore. Instead, I focus my mind on something else. And if that negative thoughts come back, and they often do, you become aware of them, say, no, I'm not focusing on this, instantly focus on something else. And that allows you, when something negative happens, and in sales, that happens all the time to the best of us, you embrace it, you learn from it, and then you move on.
When was the last time you had a negative thought?
Probably a few minutes before our call, right? Negative thoughts are always happening, and we all struggle with it. And none of us get past this. The question is not, do you struggle with it or not? The question is, how do you deal with it?
Well, there's something really new and interesting about your book, which is your chapter on ethics. Tell us about that.
All of us want to make sure we don't engage in any unethical behavior. So in the book, we talk about what's the difference, but also something really fascinating that the science points out is, when are salespeople most likely to engage in unethical behavior? And we found there's 2 areas that have been validated through numerous scientific studies. The first one is when they're under a lot of stress. And so this is important. So when it's the end of the quarter or you're trying to hit a sales goal, you want to be very aware that that is one of the times when you are extremely likely to give into a temptation that you will regret. That can make a devastating effect. The second time is when we are brand new to selling. So when someone's brand new, they're struggling to learn and they're desperate to achieve. So as a sales leader, you want to be very mindful of this. And if you're new to the profession of selling or new even to a job, be very mindful that you set yourself up for long-term success, and you're focused on making sure that you don't engage in any behaviors that can really destroy your career before it's even begun.
How do you teach new salespeople how to think about ethics?
So one of the things is being authentic. In other words, don't try to be someone you're not. Don't try to act in ways you're not. We give her a number of examples in the book. The second is commit to this. You want to think through, okay, where is the line for me? It's very challenging sometimes when you're under a lot of stress right? When you're not thinking clearly, to see the line when you're in the situation. So what I would encourage you to do, and we walk you through an exercise in the book on exactly how to create your integrity statement. And that is, think through where is the line for me? What won't I do? And if you think about it beforehand and commit to it, now you know where the line is and you're much more likely to be successful.
How do you apply what you know about selling to selling more of your own book?
There's a lot of different ways. Number one, I want to address a fundamental question of why change? Why should I look at, this is kind of a new approach to selling where we're leveraging science, and it can be intimidating. So what we do is we make it extremely practical. So my goal is to talk to people like yourself and many others to give people just a taste of, here's what science can do. Listen, science has changed our world. Imagine what it can do to your sales process.
Absolutely. I'm happy to hear that you have sort of integrated the three success factors, the best mindset, the best skill set, and of course, the best tool set to win more sales.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Gerhard.